He's got skills. He got skills. Oh, shoot. Oh, boom. Run that kid over. Break his hip. Hold on. And he slaps the kid on the... You know, it's so weird watching someone... oh, my gosh. Well, look, he is playing basketball against a bunch of Asians. And then, boom. And he is like so embarrassed. He doesn't know what he hugs the kid. He's smiling, he's goofing, you just don't know what to do. He literally just didn't know what to do. And he's like, I just smile for the camera. Ah, it's okay, all right, cool, yeah. I've been there. Oh, I've definitely been there. I've done things where I'm like, oh, I just made a complete fool of myself. Yeah, play it off. Keep moving, Cody. You got this. Yeah. And I would have been wrong. I'm pretty sure I was wrong in that situation. And couldn't really play those certain things off. But you see Gavin Newsom, man. Look, it's tough being a politician, but the poor guy is right all the time, especially when he's wrong. You know, it's really wild to see like Trump like go in on politicians and call them out. Like a lot of the times when he does call out politicians, like governors of other states and stuff, like he really does like nail it, you know, and like calls them out on like their lack of like effort, their kind of sliminess, their deceptive nature. And he really nails it with Newsom. And I know it's got to eat Newsom up every day, you know. And then on top of that, like his son was a Charlie Kirk fan. I'm pretty sure I watched that podcast with Charlie Kirk, and I'm pretty sure it kind of started off. He said something like, "Yeah, my son was talking to me about Charlie, about you, and he's excited, he's happy about it, or whatever." And he's like, hey. Every time Charlie Kirk would make a point and just like drill him, he just like, well, hey. The hand motion. And there's nothing worse than like a dude trying to be poor or trying to say that he was like, he came from like, a poor background. And that's our boy Newsom.
But also, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself.
Right.
Turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up, bro.
Are you talking about me?
YG,
man.
Every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms
Entertaining
fall
yourself.
off. That's it. Whole thing. So just
Whole thing.
And then, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay.
And it's like, man. And then he's bringing his friends, and you're captain of the team, and you're like, gee, and it just saved me, and it got me into college.
Okay, guys. That's macaroni and cheese, man. That's how I grew up, bro. Yeah, because macaroni and cheese is delicious. Kraft macaroni and cheese is easy to make, and it's delicious. If you're a child and you don't like macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese, something's wrong with you. It's okay, but like there's something wrong with you. Every family has Kraft macaroni and cheese. Like it's, and he's trying to make it out like he was poor. Insane. Let's ask old Grocky. Let's ask Grok. Grok, what's up, bro? How are you? How are you doing today, buddy? My buddy, old pal. Let's see here. All right. Did Gavin Newsom grow up poor? No, Gavin Newsom did not grow up poor. He was born in 1967 in San Francisco to William Newsom III, a state appeals court judge and close friend of the Getty family. That's a rich-ass family. And Tessa Menzies Newsom. His family had significant wealth and connections. The father's side, William Newsom, managed the Getty family's trust and investments. Gavin's grandfather was an early investor in Getty Oil, and the family benefited from the Getty fortune. Education, Newsom attended the elite private schools on scholarship, partly due to family ties, which is, that's what makes sense, including Santa Clara University on a partial baseball scholarship. Privilege. He has openly acknowledged his privileged upbringing, describing himself as coming from old money San Francisco circles. His aunt was married to Nancy Pelosi's brother-in-law, further tying him to political and social elite networks. In short, Newsom grew up in an affluent, well-connected family far from poverty. Yeah. No shit. No shit, bro. But, he's got to come off as like, it just, man, look, the problem with Gavin Newsom, right? And the problem with a lot of people, okay? And this is what I pray every day does not happen to me, is you make one little lie, right? And you push it. And by the end of the day, you've kind of created another one. You start the day with one lie, you end the day with two. And then if every day you do it over and over and over again, well, you're going to be living in a reality that doesn't make sense. But because you created it, and because you're not reflecting on the manipulated reality that you've created, you have to double down, and you have to. I'm even doing you gotta double down, and then on top of that, everyone in your life, you gotta keep saving face for. You know what I mean? And you got to convince them. You're always convincing people of this lie, and then you get on a talk show or a podcast, and you're saying, you're a Wonder Bread, Kraft macaroni and cheese raised kid, And I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of rich people just don't understand how good they have it. Because you can't. You can't. I didn't have it the best, but I didn't have it the worst. The only way I've been able to like realize how much better I had it is by being friends with people as an adult who did not have it as good as me, and being and like learning more about their life and how they got by and what they went through. But our boy Newsom is just, he just doesn't know how to quit the lies, right? So back to what I was saying, the thing I'm trying not to do, and what a lot of people do, is they create this false reality in their life, and they get older and they don't know how to stop it. they just they feel like it's, you know, they're defeated, or you know, they've given up if they try to change it, or have to acknowledge the lies that they've put up, you know, out to the world. You know, the facade that is the Gavin Newsom politician. You know, there's so many layers to Gavin Newsom that I don't even think he's aware of all the layers. You'd have to get to know him, and he'd have to trust you, and you know, you'd have to sit down and like have a legit conversation with him and be like, "Hey man, like, you know, this ain't you, but you act like this when you're here. This ain't you, but you act like this when you're here." You know, you got only through therapy can somebody become aware of the layers of masks that they put on, the lies that they've created and perpetuated and you know, calloused over the years. And that's why psychedelic therapy would be an amazing thing for him. You know, and for everybody. You know, it's just like, it's not going to change like your view. Like, he's not going to all of a sudden, you know, line up on all these conservative talking points and stuff like that. He's probably not going to do that, but it's going to like present an awareness of these false ideas, this false version of himself that he's created, and allow him to try to get back to, you know, something that's more true and more real. Anyways, I don't know why we went down that road, but those are my silly little thoughts on old Newsom.